Yo, what up, Iconic Army? It's your boy, The Iconic Knight. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about sports gaming analysis and why I vouch for the man. So the last time I put out the video about Fatal Fury, about how Devin Haney's performance was lackluster and he wasn't, he didn't really come to fight that day. Me and him kind of, I made a response video to his, and then he made a response video to mine. All cool. But in that video that I made, I noted that I think sports gaming analysis, or at the time I thought he was somebody that I had interacted with in Undisputed earlier. And it turned out to be the case. So a couple months back, I want to say, if not beginning of this year, maybe end of last year, I ended up fighting somebody on Undisputed, and me and him go back in the messages, go back and forth in the messages. We get a private match going, and we end up fighting each other there. And the amount of shit talking, the amount of vitriol, the amount of toxicity that we were throwing at each other was crazy. Crazy levels of just toxicity. But... And this was like maybe 2 matches of just talking, just pure utter shit to each other, bro. But it ended up turning around and flipping. We ended up flipping the whole thing on its head and ended up bonding over our love for combat sports. Now, he loves boxing. Sports gaming analysis is a lover of boxing. I'm a lover of combat sports in total. I like it all. I used to train mixed martial arts, every discipline possible. I used to train boxing, used to train kickboxing, used to train Brazilian jiu-jitsu, used to train wrestling, everything. So I'm a lover of it all. And we found common ground in that, and we were able to just shoot the shit, bro. Chill. I mean, we ended up having a conversation for maybe, it felt like 3 hours. I was supposed to get off and go to work, and that was maybe at 11 o'clock, and I think we stopped talking maybe close to 2 o'clock, and we were going through, in a private match, we were going through kind of positioning and over-the-shoulder camera, and how we both thought that's how the game should be played, how we both thought that manual blocking was essential to Undisputed success, and we ended up having a really, really good conversation. So then a couple months go by, and, I see sports gaming analysis pop up, and I'm watching this video, and I'm like, yo, bro, this man his voice sounds familiar. Just everything about his vibe sounds super familiar. Long story short, sports gaming analysis is the guy that I end up playing, that I was playing months ago, that we did have that super toxic encounter. And it ended off actually really, really fucking positive, because me and him were just talking about our love for combat sports, boxing, and kind of going back and forth. There, he was showing me some shit on the game, and kind of just I was picking his brain, right? Because I wasn't really integral to Undisputed's community before the release. I saw that they were releasing a boxing game. Me loving combat sports, I was like, fuck it, I'll check it out if it's good. Bought the game, fell in love with the game, and then that's how I got into the game. I don't have a PC or anything like that to make to make content on Undisputed before the release. I was making Undisputed content on my PS5 at the time, so that's why I wasn't really integral to the development of ESBC or whatever. And I got a fucking life, you know what I mean? I got a 9 to 5, I got 2 kids, I got a whole life behind me, just like, many other YouTubers. So I didn't decide to jump into YouTube until last year, because I felt so passionate about Undisputed, my love for combat sports, finally a good combat sports game that had massive potential. But yeah, all in all, when I was talking to him, he's a real genuine dude, bro. What you get in the videos is exactly who he is. Probably ramped up, obviously, for entertainment purposes. But his message stays the same, bro. his message stays the same. He has a love for boxing. He has a love for the undisputed game, and he wants to see it do better, all in all. Now, I think where his messaging gets muddied is with the racial stuff that he throws in there. But again, I've talked to this man a couple months ago, and that was there initially when we talked. But I could see past all that. I'm not super bothered by people who talk about race, because it is a real factor in people's lives. But I think the messaging, what he's really trying to say, is getting lost to many people because of the delivery, in terms of the racial, stuff that gets injected in there. All in all, bro, I'm making this video to stand by him, to provide support to him, because his message is very clear. He wants undisputed boxing to succeed. He doesn't want Will Kensler to be in there anymore. And I got to do a little more research on this Will Kensler guy, because he was the one who even told me about this motherfucker when I first met him on Undisputed. So Sports Gaming Analysis is responsible for me even knowing who the fuck Will Kensler is, because I don't look deep into who's developing the game or anything like that. I know there's SEI, the company, and that's where all my messaging has been thrown, in terms of where I want the improvements to come from and all that stuff. But he has a sniper scope on this Will Kensler dude. And if this guy is responsible for all these issues, if he is responsible for making the game hardcore initially and then turning it to casual, then yeah, there's a problem. There's a massive problem, because that's why I bought Undisputed, because I knew it was ESBC before. I knew they were going for a hardcore simulation boxing experience, and that's what I was looking for. I want hardcore simulation for my fighting games. And I'm not talking about Mortal Kombat or Tekken. I want, if it's a realistic fighting game, if we're talking about boxing, if we're talking about MMA, I want simulation, or a simulation mode that we can play online together. Give that as an option. So if this is what Sports Gaming Analysis is trying to do, I stand by his side. I stand by his side. So I implore him to drop the racial stuff, because your message is super solid, bro, and the amount of support that you'll get for your message, you'll be massively surprised how many people actually support you, and what you want is kind of what a lot of people in this game want. I would say the majority of people that I communicate with want the same thing. In my chats, in when I'm streaming, people who are talking to me, they all want simulation. They all want a realistic simulation boxing experience. They all want manual blocking. They all want all this cheesy shit to go, and them to revert back to their original vision, which is hardcore boxing. So yeah, it probably a little long-winded or whatever. I want to keep this video nice and short, but Sports Gaming Analysis is a good dude. From that, like I said, I had like a 3-hour conversation with the motherfucker, bro. We sat in party chat till like 2 in the morning, bro, talking boxing, talking Undisputed. Him telling me what he wanted to change. Him telling me that he's been fighting for this game since before his videos started gaining traction with people. He's been fighting for this game. So, he's a cool dude, man. So I stand by him. Hopefully, because I'm giving him support, everybody else will kind of follow suit. Just drop the racial stuff, Brody. You will be massively successful. Your message will get across to more and more people if you just drop that. I promise you, bro. I promise you. But this is my message to you, bro. I stand by your side. I support you. Anything that I could do to help you, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. That's pretty much it. Go subscribe to Sports Gaming Analysis. He's out here fighting for a good cause, regardless of his delivery. I don't really care about the delivery. It's just the racial stuff. But be brash. That's what we got to be. We got to be brash. We got to be bold. We got to be loud if we want shit to change in this game. That's the only way shit's going to change. That's the only way they're going to revert it back to simulation. If we be brash, we be loud so we can be heard. We can't pussyfoot around anymore and fucking just accept what they give us. You know what I mean? And then throw out $20 every time they release a DLC, expecting them to fix it. They got to fix it, bro. They got to fix it. So I stand in solidarity. I stand by this man's side. From a Puerto Rican man to a black man, I stand with you, bro. So, yeah, Like I said, follow Sports Gaming Analysis. If you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Iconic Army. And you already know, as always, man, I love you. Jesus Christ loves you. God bless you all. Peace.